Interesting facts about London, England. Hey there, fellow explorers. Hand waving, think you know London like the back of your hand? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the London you didn't learn about in school. From the hidden depths beneath its streets to the lofty heights of its history, we're peeling back the layers of England's capital to reveal some truly mind-blowing facts. Let's get this journey started. The world's oldest underground railway. Alright, let's kick things off literally underground. Ever ridden the tube and felt like you were traveling through history? That's because you are. The London Underground, affectionately known as the Tube, is the world's oldest subterranean railway system, opening way back on January 10, 1863. Metro. The original route was just 3.75 miles, connecting Paddington to Farringdon Street, serviced by steam locomotives puffing their way through tunnels. Imagine the soot. By 1890, the tube transitioned to electric trains, reducing pollution and increasing efficiency. But why the tube? The nickname comes from the circular, tubular, tunnels of the deep-level lines built later in the 19th century. These tunnels, some lying over 200 feet below ground, were engineering marvels of their time. Speaking of marvels, did you know there are ghost stations lurking beneath the city? Ghost stations like Aldwych and Brompton Road were closed during World War II and never reopened. Aldwych Station was even used to store priceless artworks from the British Museum, including the Elgin marbles, safe from bombing raids. During the Blitz, the tube became more than just transport, it was a sanctuary. Over 175,000 people sheltered in stations at night, turning platforms into temporary homes complete with bunk beds and canteens. Big Ben. More than a clock. Most people point to the clock tower and call the whole thing Big Ben, but here's the scoop. Big Ben is actually the Great Bell inside the tower. Bellhop Bell. The tower itself was renamed Elizabeth Tower in 2012 to honor Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee. The bell weighs a staggering 13.7 tons. That's about the weight of two T-Rex dinosaurs. T-Rex. The clock mechanism, designed by Edmund Beckett Dennison and installed by Edward John Dent, is renowned for its accuracy, ticking away since 1859. Fun fact. Big Ben's chimes are broadcast live by the BBC at 6 p.m. and midnight, a tradition that started on December 31, 1923. And get this. The clock's timekeeping is regulated by adding or removing Old English pennies on the pendulum. Each penny causes a 0.4-second change over 24 hours. There have been a few times when Big Ben's chimes have been silenced, like during repairs or wartime. During World War I, the bells were silenced, and the clock faces weren't illuminated to avoid guiding German Zeppelins. The Tower of London and its legends. The Tower of London isn't just a castle, it's a complex tapestry of English history woven over nearly a millennium. Founded in 1066 as part of the Norman conquest, it's been a royal palace, notorious prison, armory, treasury, and even a royal zoo. Lion. Speaking of zoos, in the 13th century, King John kept a collection of exotic animals here, including lions and a polar bear given by the King of Norway in 1252. The polar bear was allowed to fish in the Thames, much to the astonishment of Londoners. Inside the jewel house lie the crown jewels, a collection of 23,578 gemstones still used in royal ceremonies. The imperial state crown alone boasts 2,868 diamonds, including the 317-carat Cullinan II diamond. Talk about bling. Gem. Now, let's delve into the legend of the ravens. It's said that if the 6 resident ravens ever leave the tower, both the tower and the kingdom will fall. To prevent this potential disaster, there are actually 7 ravens kept, 1 spare, and they have a dedicated raven master who ensures they're well fed and content. The Great Fire of London. Hold onto your historical hats, we're traveling back to September 2, 1666. In the early hours, a fire broke out in Thomas Farriner's bakery on Pudding Lane. Fueled by a hot, dry summer and strong easterly winds, the fire raged for 4 days, devastating the medieval city of London. Fire. Over 13,200 houses, 87 parish churches, and iconic buildings like St. Paul's Cathedral were consumed. The estimated property damage amounted to £10 million, the equivalent of over £1.5 billion today. But from the ashes rose a new London. The catastrophe led to significant changes in urban planning and building regulations. Wooden structures and overhanging upper floors were replaced with brick and stone buildings, wider streets, and organized thoroughfares. Sir Christopher Wren played a pivotal role in rebuilding, designing 51 new churches and the masterpiece of the new St. Paul's Cathedral. An unparalleled linguistic diversity. London isn't just a city, it's a world condensed into 607 square miles. Over 300 languages are spoken here, making it one of the most linguistically diverse places on the planet. Globe from Arabic to Zulu, the polyglot population reflects centuries of immigration and cultural fusion. Take a stroll through neighborhoods like Brixton and experience Afro-Caribbean vibes, or head over to Southall, dubbed Little India, where you can immerse yourself in South Asian culture. The multicultural tapestry enriches the city's food, festivals, and daily life. Notting Hill Carnival, anyone? Party Popper, Europe's largest street festival, celebrates Caribbean culture every August, drawing over 2 million attendees and generating an estimated £93 million for the local economy. The Royal Parks and Green Spaces. Despite being a sprawling metropolis, London is incredibly verdant. Nearly 47% of the city is green space. Shedding Tree Hyde Park, covering 350 acres, isn't just for leisurely walks. It's a site of historical significance, from duels in the 18th century to massive protests like the Chartist movement in 1848. And let's not forget the legendary concerts, like Queen's 1976 performance. Richmond Park, the largest of the royal parks at 2,500 acres, 3 times the size of Central Park in New York City. It's a national nature reserve, home to ancient oak trees and herds of deer. These green lungs play a crucial role in urban ecology, supporting biodiversity, mitigating urban heat islands, and improving air quality. London's unique taxis and the knowledge. Ever wondered why London black cab drivers seem to know every nook and cranny of the city? It's all thanks to the knowledge of London, a test so challenging that it's been compared to a medical degree in terms of difficulty. Brain candidates must memorize every street within a 6-mile radius of Charing Cross, amounting to over 25,000 streets and 100,000 points of interest. The process typically takes 3 to 4 years. Studies at University College London have shown that drivers who pass the knowledge have an enlarged posterior hippocampus, the part of the brain associated with spatial memory. Talk about brain gains. This rigorous training ensures that cabbies can navigate London's complex layout without relying on GPS, providing efficient and knowledgeable service. Quirky traditions and ceremonies. London's got traditions galore, and some are delightfully eccentric. Take the changing the guard at Buckingham Palace. This ceremony isn't just for show, it's a formal handover of responsibilities between guards. The precision, the bearskin hats, the music, it's quintessentially British. Compass. Then there's the ceremony of the keys at the Tower of London. Every night, for over 700 uninterrupted years, the chief yeoman warder locks the gates in a ritual unchanged by wars or pandemics. The event is so precise that even when the city was ablaze during the Blitz, the ceremony was completed. Bizarre places and hidden gems. London's not short on the peculiar. Ever noticed a tiny stone arch at 33 Chancery Lane? It's the smallest statue in London, a 2-inch carving of 2 mice eating cheese. Mouseface. The story goes that during construction, 2 workers got into a fight over missing sandwiches. Later, it was discovered that mice were the culprits, so the statue serves as a tiny memorial. Then there's the Temple of Mithras, a Roman temple dating back to the 3rd century AD, discovered in 1954. Today, you can visit the reconstructed temple 7 meters below modern street level. Fancy a drink in a public toilet? The attendant in Fitzrovia is a Victorian-era subterranean loo transformed into a cafe. Only in London. Hot beverage. The birthplace of time. Greenwich. Greenwich isn't just a pleasant riverside area, it's the epicenter of global timekeeping. The Royal Observatory, established in 1675 by King Charles II, sits atop Greenwich Hill. The prime meridian line at 0 degrees longitude passes through here, serving as the reference point for Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. Globe. In the 19th century, maritime navigation relied on accurate timekeeping to determine longitude at sea. Visitors can stand with 1 foot in the eastern hemisphere and 1 in the western, straddling the world. The red time ball atop the observatory drops daily at 1 p.m., a tradition since 1833. Iconic bridges and their stories. Let's bridge the gap on some common confusions. Tower Bridge is often mistaken as London Bridge due to its iconic appearance. Tower Bridge, completed in 1894, features two Victorian Gothic-style towers connected by high-level walkways and a central bascule. It lifts around 850 times a year. Now, about London Bridge, it's had numerous incarnations since Roman times. The most famous, built in the 1830s, was sold to Robert P. McCulloch in 1968. It was reconstructed in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Legend has it that McCulloch thought he was buying Tower Bridge, but that's just an urban myth. London's literary legacy. London has fueled the imaginations of writers for centuries. Charles Dickens roamed its streets, drawing inspiration for novels like Oliver Twist and Bleak House. Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway captures a day in the life, weaving characters' thoughts with the city's rhythm. Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes navigated London's foggy streets. Modern authors like Zadie Smith and Neil Gaiman continue the tradition, exploring London's complexities. Gaiman's Neverwhere introduces readers to a fantastical London below. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series immortalized King's Cross Station's platform 9 3/4. Each year, aspiring wizards flock for a photo op. The City Beneath. London's hidden rivers. Beneath the bustling streets is a network of hidden rivers, now mostly redirected into sewers. The River Fleet, once London's largest tributary of the Thames, flowed openly through the city. In the 18th and 19th centuries, due to pollution and the Great Stink of 1858, the Fleet and others like the Tyburn were covered over. These subterranean rivers have shaped the city's topography. Modern efforts to daylight or uncover these rivers aim to restore natural habitats. While full restoration isn't feasible, projects like the one in the Olympic Park aim to bring back waterways. Culinary delights and oddities. London's food scene is a gastronomic journey. Traditional dishes like pie and mash remain beloved. Jellied eels, though odd-sounding, have been a staple since the 18th century. In testament to cultural fusion, more curry houses exist in London than in Mumbai or Delhi. Chicken tikka masala, reportedly created in the UK, exemplifies this blending, a dish purportedly crafted to suit British palates. Borough Market offers everything from artisan cheeses to exotic spices. It's a haven for food enthusiasts. London's impact on the world. Economically, London wields considerable influence. The City of London, also known as the Square Mile, is a global financial hub, contributing nearly 3% to the UK's GDP. Bank it hosts the world's largest foreign exchange market. Educationally, institutions like the London School of Economics and Political Science have shaped global thought leaders. Imperial College London leads in research, advancing medical treatments and quantum computing. Culturally, London's impact is undeniable. The British invasion in the 1960s revolutionized music worldwide. The city's fashion scene continues to set global trends. And there we have it, a whirlwind tour of London's lesser-known wonders. From subterranean mysteries to sky-high tales, we've uncovered the layers that make London not just a city, but a living narrative woven through time. So next time you find yourself wandering along the Thames or caught in the hustle of the tube, remember there's always more to discover in this incredible metropolis. Whether it's a hidden alley with a storied past or a centuries-old tradition still alive today, London's rich tapestry is waiting for you to explore. If these facts tickled your curiosity, or if you've got your own London stories, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, share with fellow history buffs and urban adventurers, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating cities. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Keep exploring. Airplane City at dusk.